There we go. Probably make a tweet. God. Feeling a little under the weather, but the show must. God damn it. The show must go on. Let me find a GIF. Sick. A little corgi. Sheet Showcase. Twitch.tv/Sheet Showcase. Try not to cough or sniffle into my mic often. I'm gonna try not to. Like that. Oh. I wish this camera was lighter. I'm kind of mad. Like, I like the camera, but I feel it feels dark, and I have lights on clearly. It's annoying. It's fine. Everything's fine. My ear popped. Everything is A-okay. Maybe if I like sit back more. Bro, you're in the way. I need a new microphone. God damn, everything hurts. I'm trying so hard to just power through this. It's like, I like the camera. It's cute. It's crisp. But, like, it just feels dark. Like, when I do this, my light is gone. My light is over here. And I have lights, and I have a light. Why do it feels dark in here? Maybe I have to fuck around and get another ring light to put behind my camera. I don't want to. I mean, I have a ring light still sitting in a box on the floor. Like, I don't want to. Beep. Hey. Thank you. Double screens. I wish I had 2 screens. I need a second screen. Maybe in the future I'll get a second screen. Also, I'd like anyone watching right now. Is the sound good? I know my voice doesn't sound good, but are we good? I have YouTube on one and Twitch on the other. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. God. My nose is stuffy. God damn. My one screen is from 2008, literally so old, and the other I got for $20. Hell yeah. Are you ill? I am sick. Yes. Sound is good. Thank you. Yeah. Last night kind of felt like my throat was hurting, and I was like, cool. And today it was just like, my throat hurts. I'm stuffy. Probably because it went from like, like 60 some degrees to like 40 and rainy and cold and blech. So that's on me. My immune system doesn't want to play, but it's fine. It's all Gucci gang. Oh, God. I'm not blowing my nose. I just need to. This, you know? Okay. Everything hurts. I'm just gonna just start this. This is gonna be a quick show. Quickish. I always say they're gonna be quick and they're never fucking quick anymore. Here we go. Hello to all my guys, girls, gays, theys, and everybody between. Welcome to the She Lead Showcase. I am your host with the Moses, the shaman of She Lead, the artist woman of podcasting, Miss Katie Kinsey Baby. And today is a solo to Katie, and I'm sick. We're doing good things. So I'm gonna apologize now for any sniffles or coughing you hear. That's my bad. I don't want to miss a show, especially for the things we gotta talk about. So we're just gonna have to deal with it, folks. But for everyone here watching live, whether that be on twitch.tv/Elite you go there, a little bit of monies. You subscribe, you follow, you do the things. It's only like $5-ish a month, I believe, now. Or you have Amazon Prime. You have a free gaming sub you can use every month on Twitch. Use it on us. Me, please. Or if you're watching live on youtube.com/SheLeadShowcase, free, no monies, cero dinero, free to like, to subscribe, to comment, to do all the things. I have to like sniff up in a way from like if I can. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things. You just wake up sick. And you're like, oh, fuck, I gotta do a podcast, crazy. I'm not gonna not do the show. Because let's get into our news and rumors. The weekly, or not weekly, the annual releases came through in WWE. A lot of shocking names that we're going to get into. Because, goddamn. Carly Bright, Luca Crucifino, who was the consigliere for the Dawn of NXT, for those who were unaware. Pittsburgh's own, shout out to Luca. He also, I think, just announced that he was retiring from wrestling as well. So, shout out to Luca for whatever he ends up doing. Trill London, Malik Blade, Chris Island, Tyson and Tariq, which does make me a little upset because they were a tag team that I did enjoy in NXT. They were my tag team of the week a handful of times as well. So that does suck that, like, they aren't there anymore. Serena Linton. I believe it's Linton. If I mispronounce everyone's names, I'm so sorry. I also can't breathe. Tyra May Steele. That one shocked a lot of people. And Andre Chase. Mr. Chase was the heart and soul of NXT. Chase U went through some crazy times. So he was there for a long time, so it is kind of weird to see him get released. Now let's get into the ones that were kind of shocking. Alba Fire, formerly known as Kaylee Ray. She was your longest reigning NXT UK Women's Champion. And then you did nothing with her. Granted, we did have her as a part of the Secret Harvest. She's a Secret Harvest Slagent for Chelsea Green. I'm sorry. Chelsea Green. I'm still going to try and do the voices if I can. So it also just annoys me that like she didn't really get to show off in the ring as much because she is a fantastic wrestler. Zoe Stark, who was almost on her way to being cleared, or like I think she was close to being cleared. Like fairly close. I want to say probably like the next like a few months she was probably going to be able to come back. So her getting released before that does suck, and it was a terrible injury that had her out. I believe it was her knee. And Zoe Stark was always cool. She was always really good in ring. So wherever she ends up deciding to go, she'll be great. The entirety of the Wyatt Six. So that's Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, Nikki Cross, and Bo Dallas, also Uncle Howdy. That one caught a lot of people off guard because they were just in a program with MFTs, which a lot of us were saying the same thing. This program is kind of dragging on. Can we let them all do something else? Well, yeah, now they are. The one that, like, Nikki Cross is another one that was really good in NXT and was really good with any character you gave her, like even the Abby the Witch thing, but she didn't get to wrestle. Like, you have a talented woman in this roster, in this faction, why not let her wrestle? I don't know. Not my thing, I guess. Like, the Wyatt Six were cool when they came back. You know, they murked people in the back. We all remember. We all were there. We were all like, holy shit, that was crazy. But now they're gone. And that sucks. Motor City Machine Guns for a tag division that is slowly depleting. You get rid of your most tenured tag team in the business. A choice. I don't know if it was a smart one, but a choice. Santos Escobar, who I believe was also just cleared and was wrestling like a smidge. Like, and again, also crazy. He was doing cool things in NXT when he was there. And then Legado de Fantasma. And then they just didn't do anything with it. I don't know. Zelina and Aleister Black. This just pisses me off because they're both fantastic. And Aleister is such a good wrestler. Same with Zelina. And they're both such good talkers. So, like, the fact that you couldn't find something for them to do is crazy. I did just see something, again, I don't know how true it is, I don't remember the exact source it came from. Someone saying, it might have been like Body Slam or Net or something, I don't know, saying that, like, the TKO board was, like, kind of moving away from, like, the spooky characters, which, bitches love spooky characters. It's me, I'm bitches. Like, why get rid of them? It's an appeal to someone, to some people. Not everyone wants, like, the like, you know, the Cody Roses and that stuff. Like, we like the Houses of Black and the Wyatt Six and, you know, like, all of those kinds of things. So to get rid of that is just, like, not as fun. It's a choice, but not as fun. And the biggest one that comes as the biggest shock to damn near everybody, they released Kairi Sane. Kairi was literally in a feud with Asuka and Io, being bullied and abused by Asuka for months, and then you just have her say, since she lost to Io, she didn't want to face Asuka, so that's why she's gone. Come on. Like, let's do better. I don't get it. you know? Like, I know the releases happen every year. It's always after Mania. Everyone was speculating, which, if you speculate on who's getting released, go to hell. If you're happy people lose their jobs, also go to hell. If you make fun of the people who show compassion for some of their favorite wrestlers who got released, also go to hell. Like, they may not have been your favorite, but they were someone's favorite. You know? And for the majority of the people on here, I have talked highly of, and it does suck that they are gone now. There was like a random Lucha Underground tweet that popped up, and like they said like coming soon or something. So if the resurgence of Lucha Underground is happening, I think like Zelina and Alistair could definitely go Lucha. Alba Fire could definitely go Lucha, same with Zoe Stark. Motor City Machine Guns, they can go wherever they want. They get retired too. Like, they've been wrestling for years and years. I don't think they'd go back to TNA, but I don't know. Santos, I think, would be good in Lucha Underground as well. Again, it's wherever the people want to go, and if they decide to go anywhere. Like, in Zelina and Alistair's case, they also have a wrestling school. So, they have possibilities. But I guess we'll hear from some of them, if not all of them, in the next few months here. So we'll see where everybody goes and what they decide to do. We also got some call-ups officially. We got JC Jane and Fallon and Laney. The entirety of Fatal Influence got called up to SmackDown, which is the right call, I think. You have a lot of women on Raw. You gotta give SmackDown something. And we also saw the vignette promo kind of situation for Blake Monroe, who's going to be on SmackDown, and Ricky Saints is also going to be on SmackDown. And we now know that Joe Hendry is on Raw, and I don't know if there'll be any more call-ups. Not sure. NXT did know what they were doing, but I'll get there in a minute. We also have a new women's United States champion in Tiffany Stratton, which I don't know what they're doing with the U.S. title. Like, why are we ping-ponging back and forth between Julia and Tiff? Like, let's bring someone else in. Oh, if only you didn't get rid of all of your women mid-card. It's crazy. We say this every time because it's always the women's mid-card. And it sucks. I also saw something about the NXT, going back to NXT, NXT's PLEs, or pay-per-views, or whatever we're calling them, will be on the CW going forward, starting with, I don't remember what the next one is, but starting with the next one that pops up before or after SummerSlam, it'll be that one. Which, good. See, people were like, they're not going to find a home, they're not going to be on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Even if they were, like, the network started in, like, whenever it did, and people were like, what the hell is this? And paid no mind to it, and then the network became the best thing in the world, and then they got rid of it because they hate us. But them being on the CW app, and then they said, like, even, like, this NXT will be available on the CW app, like, the next day, which is kind of cool. So, kudos to that. And keeping with NXT stuff, the 99.9% of your main guys roster, like your main men in the main card, you called up. So they had to call in some people. They had to do some things to get NXT's upper echelon right. So they called in, I believe Michael Cross was his name. I do not know him. I just saw clips of him after he debuted and looked like a fan, which I agree, he did look like a fan when he hopped in the ring and attacked Tony D'Angelo. After Tavion already attacked Tony. And the person sending Tony packages mystic, cryptic packages was Evil. Y'all know Evil? Former IWGP World Champ Evil. And again, as the internet loves to do, I saw people bitching and complaining about Evil being in the developmental brand. You have no one in your main card picture to go against Tony D. Why not call upon people who have experience in the main card? Crazy how that works. So the people getting mad about it, fuck off. It's gonna be good. He already fits the vibe. People were chanting his name, much like they did when Ricky showed up in NXT for the first time. It was good. It was good, well done. Love to see it. I think that was all the news and rumors that I had. Or it's gonna be, because my nose is trying to attack the rest of my face. Today in women's wrestling history, today is April 30th. We had NXT Spring Break in Week 2 from 2024. We had Thea Hale defeat JC Jane, and Lola Vice defeated Natalia in the NXT Underground match. I do remember that, actually. I think that might have been the... Oh, was that the first NXT Underground? That might have been, actually, for the women. Might have been the first one. Which, if it was, hell yeah. And Lola Vice is, I believe, still undefeated in Underground matches. And I love that for our NXT Women's Champion. So we're going to get into all of us, as a group, our wrestlers of the week. It was Savannah's turn to go first. But I'll go first, and she's not here. My tag team is Divine Dominion. Look at Megadonis, Lena Cross. Powerful, beautiful Amazonian women. We love to see it. And I give, obviously, credit to Hikaru Shida and Stat as well. Stat Daddy. Because it was a fun match. I was not expecting to enjoy that match as much as I did. But I really have been vibing with them as a tag team and Divine Dominion. And I do kind of wish that Penelope wasn't hurt. But I feel like they picked a very suitable replacement for her in this tag team. Love it. We love our women. Speaking of women, my famale debuting in NXT, Lizzie Rain. She is so cool. She kind of reminds me of... She gives Rhea Ripley with, like, the rocker stuff and, like, the badass in-your-face kind of thing. And she kind of... It's also giving, like, maybe with the kicks and stuff, especially with her finisher, which they call Thunderstruck, which is very fun. Because again, her name's Rain, and it's a full thing. She, with the kicks and stuff, it kind of gives, like, Dakota Kai, Charlie type vibes. I don't know. Something about her is super cool. She seems super genuine and super down to earth and all about, wanting to play in the NXT playground. And I enjoyed it. It was a fun match. Listen, Takeda put her through it. But Lizzie Rain gets her first dub on NXT TV, and we love to see it. Also, my manses. I'm going to give it to Brody King. Now I know. No, nobody say it. I know he lost to Darby. Do I agree with that decision? Hell no. Do I think Brody should be AEW World Champion right now? Yes, I do. They don't like me that much. Anytime Darby's going to face someone, I'm going to want them to win. I wanted it with Ciampa. It didn't happen. Wanted it with Brody. Didn't happen. I want it with Kevin Knight next week. It's not going to happen. Because they what? hate me. Exactly. You guys understand. That was a very, that was a very Dora thing for me to do. Say map, to a screen. And expecting the children shouldn't be watching this, the people at home, to respond. And if you watch the show enough, you know that wrestling hates me. So, okay. Question of the week. I'm putting it in quotes for the listeners because it's not really a question at all. Actually, I was going to say per se, but it's not a question at all. It's more so just a conversation, mind you, a one-ended conversation here about what I plan to do this year, especially in the next coming months, about video ideas and stuff I have. Just putting it in the ether. Obviously, Inside the Mind of is still around. I have messaged some people. I do have one person I need to wait until the third week of May to get back to, which is totally fine. They're traveling. So, of course, I respect. So that'll be setting up soon. I want to do another Kinsey's Crime Time this year. The thing about the Crime Time videos is I love doing them because, if you know me, I love true crime and all those things. But it's so much research to do, and it's just me doing the research. So it is a lot. I do know the next one I want to do is JonBenet Ramsey, because that case is absolutely bananas. And maybe because it's the doc that came out last year or whatever, they think they figured out who did it. I still think it was someone in the family, but I'll get into those when I do the video. Also, something I wanted to do, and I probably should just keep this to the chest so nobody takes this idea, or maybe it has been done and I just don't know. If you hear this and it sounds like a cool idea, please don't do it. Let me have this, por favor. I want to do these videos where everyone knows, and it always gets brought up, who is Mr. WrestleMania? Who is Mrs. WrestleMania? Those types of things. I want to do them for the other big four. So I want to do it for SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and the Rumble. And do some research and crunch some numbers and do all of these things. And look at win-loss records and all of the things that I could possibly do to figure this out. And I want to do that starting with the SummerSlam. So it would be who is considered Mr. SummerSlam? Because we don't really know that. And if we do, please feel free to tell me, because I sure as shit don't know. But those are videos I really want to do because it's something different for the channel. I definitely want to do more rankings. I had one I was gonna do. I was gonna do movies that had wrestlers in them that weren't WWE studios, but I feel like that could get redundant. So I'm not sure if I want to do that, because then I'd have to be specific on which ones I do. So I'm not sure if I fully want to do that yet. Just an idea. Just talking out loud at this point. Excuse me, I need a sip. I was talking too much. And I needed a drink. Those are the main things I want to do. I want to expand more outside of wrestling. I say this a lot. So, yes, girl, get a drink. I will always. That's why I always have one with me. Except it's easier having another person here so I can take a sip when they're talking. But it's okay. That's the power of a one-woman show. I wish I could breathe. That's the whole thing. But I do want to start expanding more outside of the wrestling sphere with this channel. So, whether that be through music stuff, more movie stuff, gaming stuff, true crime stuff, just different types of videos, I'm going to do it. Because yes, through and through, this is a wrestling podcast channel. You are watching the podcast itself or listening. We love our listeners. But I do want to expand beyond that. So I think that's going to be the goal this year. I know May is tomorrow as I record. And lots of things are happening this year. I'm determined to get an interview with a wrestler who's on a current roster on like one of the main places. I know that's hard as hell, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep trying. And like the thing with interviews is you try and be the professional route and you email them, and then sometimes you don't even hear anything back. Or most of the times you want to like just message them on Twitter because that's what most people do, but they don't have their DMs open. So what do we do here? If I've tagged you in a post on Twitter and you want me to interview, I'm down. I'm just saying, I do a good interview. Not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty good when I can, when I'm fully in the zone here. You're getting me at like 45% on right now. And that's shooting for the moon, landing amongst the stars type shit. Alright. Enough of my video ideas. Enough of me talking. I'm gonna go take some meds. Oh my god! Jaylan, what up? Dropping in for my alter ego. Honestly, you really did. Kind of jump scared me. I was like, who is that? For those who don't know, Jaylan. That's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to be late. It's all good. Jaylan is the man, the myth, the legend behind all the music on this channel. He's quite literally goated at the music, and it's any idea you give him is crazy. Like, he'll make it work. And I'm just saying, Inside the Mindos, the theme is high key a banger. Just saying. Feel better. Thank you. I'm trying. It sucks. Being sick and trying to podcast is terrible. I don't recommend it to anyone. Everyone out there watching and listening, all my friends who are gonna yell at me for doing this while I'm sick, don't yell at me. I had to get the show done. We had releases to talk about, mainly. And other things. I like to ramble. Okay? It's fine. But, I'm just gonna wrap this up so I can just go take some meds and lay down, maybe. I don't know. Appreciate y'all for hopping in and watching and listening after the fact. For those who are unaware, you can find me on Twitter, wrasslin13, the link tree in my bio. We'll take you to everything Sheely Showcase. That is twitch.tv/Sheely Showcase and youtube.com/Sheely Showcase. We typically go live Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. We also got the TikTok, Sheely Showcase. You can go do that. Follow, subscribe, the things. Why do I say it again? Y'all know. Go do it. Okay. Thank you all so much for dealing with me and my sinuses. Appreciate y'all. Until next time. Bye-bye.